This is Mr. Jeremy here to explain the practice for our English video lesson today in the morning. Please complete this work. Please finish this work by Monday, April 6th. So today we will practice how to write yes or no questions and yes or no answers about actions that happen at different times, including from the past until now. That is what we learned today. So what do we mean by the past until now? We're talking about times that's more than one in the past, so different times before now, and stopping at now. Okay, so if somebody is asking you a question about the past until now, this is the time that they are talking about. Different times in the past, so you see more than one dot, okay, 3 yellow dots, all the way up until now. So it stops at now, all of this time. So we're not talking about the future. So examples of a past until now could be today, this week, this year, or even your life. So here is an example of a question talking about the past until now and an answer. So if I say, has Mr. Jeremy eaten candy today? I'm talking about different times in the past, more than one, and now. So I stop at now. I'm not talking about after now. Okay? So there was a time in the past, 9:55 a.m. Yes. Okay. Yes, I ate candy. I also ate candy at 10:22 a.m. So that's another time in the past. And at this time, I'm not eating candy. Okay? However, since I ate candy at 9:55 a.m., I ate candy at 10:22 a.m., I can say, yes, Mr. Jeremy, or you can say, yes, Mr. Jeremy has eaten candy today. So that's from the past until now. So remember, when we're talking about the simple past, we're talking about one time before now, finished. So did Mr. Jeremy eat candy? Okay. We can say, yes, Mr. Jeremy ate candy yesterday. Okay, so yesterday is one specific time. Yes, Mr. Jeremy did eat candy last week. So last week is one time. Okay, it's one time period. So those are two different ways of answering a past question. And if you look at the picture here, we're not talking about now, we're not talking about after now, which is the future. We're just talking about one specific time in the past. So here are examples of times in the past. So we can talk about today. Okay, today can be one time in the past and does not have to include now. So if I ask you, did you do your homework today? That is one time in the past. We're counting today as one time. We could also say last week, if you include last week in your question or answer, that can refer to one time in the past. But if you say last week, remember it doesn't include now. If you say yesterday, yesterday is one day or time in the past and does not include now. So if you make a question or answer a question about the past until now, here are examples of times. You could say this week, So this week can include different times in the past and today. If you say last week does not include now. So you can't use last week in sentences talking about the past until now. You can also talk about today. Today can include different times in the past and the current time. So right now it's nighttime, that's one time. But today can include the morning, the afternoon. Okay, those are times in the past, different times, until now, which is nighttime. So, just to show you the difference between past until now and simple past, if I ask you, have you done homework this week? You can say, yes, I have done my homework this week. So maybe on Monday, yes, you did it. And another time on Wednesday, you did it. Okay, and then Friday, which is today, before now, you did more. Okay, so you can answer yes. Yes, I have done over this time of a week, I have done my homework. Okay. The next question, did you do homework yesterday, is talking about one specific time. So yesterday was Thursday. You could say no. No, I didn't do it yesterday, which is true. So you see this red X here on the timeline means that yesterday you didn't do your homework. Although this week, over time, you have worked on your homework. Okay? So again, times, different times in the past until now when we say have or has with the action. So here is my teacher example for your work. So look at the green sentence. It says write a question about the pictures. So when I say pictures, I'm talking about the timeline here. Okay, past, now, and future. So I noticed I'm not asking about now, I'm not asking about the future, I'm asking about the past. Okay, so I need to think, what word do I use when I ask about the past? Did, that's right, did. Did they what? Okay, what is the action? The action is here, wash, and it should say the dishes. There's a T missing. Wash the dishes. Okay, so did they wash the dishes today? So now I have to look at the orange sentence, write an answer for that question. So the answer is next to the action. I see a green tick mark. So remember, the green tick mark means yes. So I have to answer with yes. Yes, they did wash the dishes today. Or I could also say, Bill and Pam washed the dishes today. So remember, they is more than one person. In this case, two people, Bill and Pam. So here is another teacher example. So again, write a question about the pictures. If you notice, this timeline is different. So now here I see 3 different times in the past and now. Okay, so I need to write a question that's asking about the past different times until now. So here we have 6 a.m., 7 a.m., and 8 a.m. And then now means at this time. So I can write have, okay, because I see different times in the past and now. Have they, what's the action? Wash the dishes. So I change that to washed. Have they washed the dishes today? Okay. My answer, there are 2 different ways I could answer that. Because I see a green tick mark at 6 a.m. and 8 a.m., And also next to the action, I can say, yes, they have washed the dishes. They, again, refers to two or more people. In this case, Bill and Pam. Another way I can answer is, yes, Pam and Bill have washed the dishes. Okay, so over time from the past until now. So now look at number 1. Look at the picture. Look at the timeline. Look at the tick mark. Okay, remember that means yes. It says write a question for the pictures. Type here, and then you answer the question either yes or no. The action is mop the floor. Okay, so here we have the same action, but a different timeline. So for this question and answer, we're not talking about the past. We're not talking about the future. We're talking about now, at this time, okay? Also, notice there is a red X next to the action. Remember, the red X means no. Okay, so no is your answer. Number 3, we have the same action, but a different timeline. So that means you probably need to use different words to show that timeline. Okay, and notice the green tick mark. So we have a tick mark on Wednesday and Friday before 10 a.m. and then now is not X'd out. So we are including now in this conversation. All right, number 4, look at the timeline. Notice the time that we are talking about. Look at the action, which is red in red. Okay, feed the dog. And who is or could be doing the action? A boy named Tim. So write a question and answer it, please. Okay, so number 5 shows the same action. Feed the dog. Okay, notice the mark next to that. Is it yes or no? But it has a different timeline. So look at the timeline to figure out, are you starting your question with did, does, have, has? You decide, and then answer the question. Number 6, look at the timeline. Look at the picture, read the action. Okay, who are we talking about? Write a question and answer it. Number 7, again, same action, but a different timeline. Write a question and answer it, please. Okay, and here are the verbs that you will be using in your sentences. So here are some anytime verbs, verbs that we use when we're talking about anytime. Okay, we have eat or eats. Verb 2 is ate, so verb 2 we use when we're talking about one time in the past. And then here we have eaten. So remember, Mr. Jeremy has eaten candy today. That is talking about from the past until now. We have do, okay, or for he, she, it, does. We have did in the past, and then done with have or has. Take, out, takes, out, took out, that's one time in the past, taken out. Feed, feeds, fed, fed. So notice for this one, verb 2 and verb 3 are the same. We have mop, mops, mopped, and mopped. So verb 2 and verb 3 are the same. We have wash. We have washes, if you're talking about he, she, or it. Washed, verb 2, and washed goes with have or has as verb 3. Thank you for your work today, grade 3, and it was a pleasure to see you during our video lesson. I hope to see you all next week. Thank you.